talking about what it was like to travel abroad during a pandemic. For those of you that do not know, I have been in a long distance relationship for a while now, and that turned into a long distance marriage due to COVID. We got married on January 21st of 2020, and little did we know that COVID would be following our journey the whole way through. So how did I get here? Ultimately, the borders have been closed for like 13 to 14 months, and I'm here because I am going through the immigration process. I'm able to stay here 6 months. I do have the proper documentation to prove that I am going through the immigration process. I was able to bring my passport. I had my marriage certificate, both of our birth certificates. When I went to the Houston International Airport, the last thing I needed was a picture of my husband's passport. You know, no matter how hard you try to have everything you think you need, just know that while, you know, you're traveling in general, something could go wrong, and just be prepared for that. So I'm happy to say that after blowing up his phone, calling him, "Where are you? Please wake up." After like 20 phone calls, I was able to get that picture of his passport. They let me through the gate, and I was there an hour before my plane departed. Usually you need to be there 2 hours before you do so when it's an international flight. I then touched down in Toronto, where I would stay for 3 days in an isolation hotel. That started, I guess, a couple weeks before I left, and you have to call the government, schedule your hotel a day before you depart your first destination. So 72 hours before you leave, you have to take a COVID test, get those rapid results in, book your hotel stay. I touched down in Toronto, where I would stay there, and I took a COVID test. I had to schedule a COVID test whenever I was at the airport in Toronto, and then wait out my results at the hotel. There's been talk online about the poor conditions, lack of food, lack of water, and not being able to go outside. You could schedule walkabouts. That's what I like to call it, because you have somebody literally watching you, like a walkabout. They want to make sure you're not going out to get food or things like that, or trying to escape. So because of my anxiety of, oh my God, they're going to deport me, oh my God, like there's this American girl and we don't want her here, and all that just stupid silliness, I decided to stay in my hotel the 3 days. I was able to work out. I still did yoga, but I had to do it on the bed because the carpet was kind of like rough. I did lunges, did squats. I did find a computer chair, and decided to do some tricep dips to keep my arm strength up. I did receive all my food and water. I was able to call the front desk and get anything I wanted. I did pick vegetarian options on the menu, so I was able to continue to stay eating more plant-based vegetarian, because I like to eat that way. I had my oatmeal, and they did give me Starbucks coffee in the morning. That made me feel great. I'm wasn't expecting that at all, but I mean, it is the Marriott, so thank you for that. I woke up in the morning, I would meditate, open the curtains, and I had a nice view of downtown Toronto. I'm hoping to go back one day. I have never spent any time there at all, and right now Providences are shut down for 30 days. They do have curfews in effect as well. Cases are still on the rise, but I know that we're all doing our part to keep that at bay. So on my 3rd day, I received my results. I was able to fly from Toronto to Manitoba. That's where my husband is, and we had to finish out the quarantine together for another 10 days. We had all our food, everything we needed, and my husband is a chef, so I didn't go hungry at all, and I had some nice meals. And unfortunately, he has had to go up north for 2 months. He is a part of the military, and they have some things that they're doing up north, and I'm just trying to get settled in. But, you know, before the whole quarantine was over, I really started to get cabin fever on the 6th day. I wanted to go outside. I wanted to go to Canadian Tire. I'm like, what's Canadian Tire? Do they just sell tires? Wrong. They sell like everything you could think of. I want to go to Tim Hortons. I want a coffee and a donut. I want to feel a little bit more Canadian. So I did all those things. I was also able to go to a national park before my husband left, and right now I'm not able to legally work, so I'm just focusing on cooking. I want to provide, you know, that nice gift to give to my husband forever when he gets back. You know, everybody loves to have a good meal cooked for them. I'm primarily a baker, but I haven't been able to bake or cook or do any of those things because I was living with my parents and can't really have two chefs in the kitchen. So I wasn't able to do yoga when I was with my parents. I didn't have the space for it, but now I do. So I'll be sharing more yoga videos with you guys. I'm running more. I did add myself to a few Facebook groups so I can have some friends and just feel like a part of the community. It was a photographer and model page. It's like really fun to help out these photographers build their portfolio. I'm pushing them out of their comfort zone. They're pushing me out of my comfort zone. It's just fun to create art with them. So I've been doing that. It's one thing to visit a country and you know you have that positive energy, you're moving, you're going around. But when you're here, I've noticed a little bit of culture shock, and I want to dive deeper about that in my next video. But I ultimately wanted to say, I know that a lot of us, you know, that's in this small community of long distance relationships are still going through this. I mean, I'm in the same country with my husband, but unfortunately, we're still having to be apart for a couple of months, and I do feel happier being in the same country, being here. I just feel closer. I mean, I am. But, you know, being married, you know, you have that legal documentation of proving that you're here to visit. But I know I've heard multiple stories of people living either in France and Canada or Canada and America and the difficulties of visiting each other when you're just dating. There was a story that my husband told me about a girl that was writing, she's from France and she wanted to visit her Canadian boyfriend, and she's just been writing to Parliament to try to get, you know, like to visit. And I did those same things last summer. I wasn't able to have enough time off to come visit, and I emailed them. They definitely emailed me back, and I wrote a physical letter too, and I received a response from them 6 months after I sent my letter. But thank you for sending a response. I'll probably keep that letter forever. But what I'm trying to say to you guys is to stay positive, you know, have a strong foundation, still, you know, scheduled Skype dates. You know, think of, you know, the future. Be, you know, happy for the moments that you get to share, you know, through video. Buy a tripod, you know, watch each other cook. I would post videos, or I would do, you know, I'd be filming videos of yoga, and my husband would call me and I'd be like, hey, check out this move. You know, it's very different seeing somebody on the phone like this versus seeing somebody when you have your phone in a tripod. You really get to see the whole picture, like the whole body of that person. So there's ways to have fun, and know that this isn't going to be forever. I'm sharing this with you all because, you know, in hopes that by me sharing this, there's people out there that can reach out to me and have a friend to talk to. It's been great, you know, the people that have reached out to me, you know, so far. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and in my next video, I will be talking about the culture shock that I experienced, because I just did not think that, I thought that my life would be normal, it'd be same, because I've moved from, you know, Texas to California, and obviously that's the same country with different states, but living or moving from one country to the next, you're going to experience, you know, culture shock for sure. So, bye, and speak to you soon.